Hey, what's up guys, Nate here from Protoculture. Welcome back to another Sonic Academy video. So this one's going to be for you Native Instruments NKS controller owners. If you've got a NKS controller keyboard, you'll know how powerful the browsing function is on the complete control keyboards. The fact that you can just sweep through sounds and hear demos instantly is a game changer for me at least. The only real issue that I have with Native Instruments' approach to this is they don't give you any easy tools to create your own presets. It's all good and well if you have NKS compatible software, but as soon as you save your own presets, you don't have those demos available and you can't browse through images and stuff displaying the instruments that you want to load up. So what we're going to do today is look at two little tools that can help you with this, both for setting up a synth like Anna inside of NKS, as well as sound libraries for browsing inside of your NKS controller or machine Mark III. Let's dive in, we're going to take a look. Right, so the first thing I want to just make special mention of is a guy called Freelance Soundlabs. If you go check out his website, this guy does a lot of custom designed NKS setups that you can download or purchase and then download. He's done a lot of work here. I've got the Spectrasonics ones, especially the stuff for UVI is fantastic from him as well, just because there is so much stuff that it's totally worth doing this, and he's done a great job of doing all the controller assignments. You'll see if I'm in my user mode on my complete keyboard, I've got setups here for a lot of the UVI stuff, which I can go through. You'll see I can go to my user banks here. I'll choose, let's go with something like digital sensations, whatever, and you see it shows up here with all my previews loaded in, all these subcategories, etc. So that is if you purchase them from Freelance Soundlabs. But the first app that I'm going to show you guys here is a app that was never completely finished. It's called Preset Magician. If you search for Preset Magician, it was designed by Felicia Hummel. They never finished the production of this, so it is limited in some senses. You can download this from Bunker 8. There is also a GitHub version if you want to compile it yourself. I believe it is open source now. So let's load up Preset Magician and take a look at what we can do here. So Preset Magician will scan all your VST plugins that are compatible with Complete, and once that's done, you'll see a number of them won't be compatible, some of them will be missing DLLs, whatever. Some of them will have this null preset parser. The thing with Preset Magician is it actually requires it to be compatible with certain plugins. There's a sort of level of automation that happens in the background to get the presets out of that. You can still use some of these tools though to generate images and profiles for instruments to make them available in your NKS controller, and I'll show you how to do that. Fortunately, Anna is actually listed as one of the compatible instruments. You'll see it lists here 488 presets inside of this, and that's going to allow us to actually convert these into NKS presets with our audio demos intact as well. In the case that there's something like, say something like from Sound Toys here, for example, this one doesn't have any presets, but you can still use this to generate an image and the settings that you need to show up in the NKS controller, and then you will just have to manually save the presets that you want. In this case as well, you won't need audio demos either, since this is an effect. But let's run through this now. I have specifically haven't done Anna yet, so we can kind of do this together. And let's set this up so it'll show up in our NKS controller. So first things first, we're going to set up the plugin itself before we look at the presets. So we're going to come up to plugin settings over here. Now we can do the control assignments here as well. Typically you want to load the mapping from an NKS file as well. I will just leave Anna's mapping as is, and we can always adjust it later on. But we're going to come look at the NKS resources here. So this is where the images are going to be loaded into. One of the really cool things with Preset Magician is that you can auto-generate resources just with a click of a button. It'll actually load the plugin, take a snapshot of it, and then create the resources you need. So I'm just going to click Auto-Generate Resources. And there you have it. It's picked a color for us. It's written in the name. If you want to do custom logos and stuff, you can do that with a PNG file. PNG file so that you can have the transparency. You can put that logo in there if you want. I'm just going to leave it like this now. This is good enough for me. I just really want the artwork of the plugin so that I can see it, and then the name so that it's easy to find. So if you come over here, this is how it's going to look on my machine controller, and this is how it'll look on the browser for the complete control. And then the OSO, that's another logo, it's a slightly larger one. So that's all we need. We can type in short names if we want. However, ANA2 is not a big deal because it is pretty short as it is. Categories, I'm just going to add a new category there and call that synthesizer. Right, there we go. And controller signs we're going to leave for now, and let's just see whatever order to pre-delay. This is all settings that you can do for the auto preview, which is going to be the audio examples. And I'm not going to bother with any of this because this is if you want to do a plugin that's not supported, but it does support FXB files, which is VST 2.0 presets. If you can export FXB or FXP files from your plugin, you can import them here and it'll do the export for you. This won't apply to everything though, unless it works in this sort of old FXP fashion. So we're going to leave that alone for now because fortunately our presets are compatible here. We're going to go OK, and that's pretty much it. So now what we want to do is we want to come over to our plugin presets, and we're going to just edit that. And we can see here we have a ton of presets available to us. These are all factory presets. You can create extra banks. It takes a little bit of work because you can't drag through multiple selections. You need to drag them through one by one. But in this case, factory presets, I'm happy to just have them all together. They don't have tags, so you would have to set up the tags afterwards, but I'm happy to just kind of scroll through them anyways, and if you want to add tags, you can do that later on as well. Where this tagging system does work really well is if you've got a NKS compatible plugin already, like a UHE Diva or a UHE's Diva. If you make your own presets or you buy additional presets from another company that's making sounds, you can actually load them into this from Diva with the tagging intact and then re-export them as NKS files. So you'll actually have NKS previews of additional presets outside of what UHE provides with Diva as well, which is super nice to have. I have a bunch of extra libraries, including some of my own, and I like to be able to have that at the touch of a button with a preview as well. So from here, all you're going to need to do now is make sure that you select all of these, and we are going to just add selection to export list. And that should be it. Now we can close this down. We'll set OK. And if you come over to your export list over here, preset export list, you'll see everything has been loaded up and it's ready to go. All we need to do now is just hit start, and it will run through this process of rendering demos for all of these files for us. So we're going to do that now. It'll take a little bit of time, and I'll join you in a sec. Okay, so our export is now finished. Now we can go and test out the results of what we've just done. We're going to close down Preset Magician, and let's head over to Cubase once again. You're going to have to start the standalone version to make sure that it scans all these presets for us. So we'll let it do that, and let's just take a look. Sonic Academy Anna is there, so now we should be able to load up complete control inside of Cubase once again. And let's go to our browser. There you have it. So we have Anna 2 has now popped up there. So we can go through our all products. We can select Anna 2. And let's take a listen. And there we have it. We have NKS previews for all of our Anna presets. We just need to select one, hit load. And there you have it. So from here, obviously, this doesn't come with tagging done already, so you may need to actually go through these if you want to, over time, tag all these presets. Tagging can be done in the edit window over here. Under general, you've got that in there already for you, but you'll probably want to be tagging these as like base or ARP and sequence, etc. Maybe adding the characters and so forth. But at least you've got the previews now, and everything loads easily through the NKS keyboard, which is fantastic. Another thing you may want to do is actually remap some of the controls, although it has actually added everything. However, some of these may require naming. What you can do in this case is take one of these presets that we have now exported. You can redo the mapping for them, and then when you are in Preset Magician, the NKS mapping section that we looked at, you can import the mapping from whichever one that you've edited inside of Complete, use that as the basis, and then re-export the presets again, and it will maintain all the mapping for all of the presets. So you can have, let's say for instance, you want cutoff and stuff on your first page, you can do that. And mapping is fairly simple. You just need to unlock, hit learn, and we can click on that and then click the control that you want, and this can be renamed as cutoff master, for example, and there you have it. So a little bit of extra work, but I really think it's worthwhile. I'm very invested in NKS, and I find it really cuts down a lot of wasted time for me just being able to find stuff. Even when they're not perfectly set up like they are now, the ability to just click browse and hear exactly what I'm wanting to listen to. That's a game changer for me. So the second thing I want to look at is how to get sample libraries in, and you can see if I go to my browser as well, under loops and one shots, I've got a number of custom samples that I've put in here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at a Sonic Academy sample library, and we're going to get that into the NKS system as well. So first things first, there's a website that is going to be your friend. In this case, it's called Icon Machine. You want to come over to Icon Machine, sign up for an account here. And once you've signed in, you're going to be greeted with this page where you can upload images. So I'm going to choose a file. I have downloaded a image for Sonic Academy's Ultimate Drums. I'm just going to open that up and click Upload Image. And there you have it. There's our Ultimate Drums image that's been loaded up into the system. So now we can select that and we can start with creating our assets for our sample library. So this is going to let you edit your image. That one actually looks pretty good. That one looks pretty good. There's not going to be a lot of editing that I have to do here. They have actually come through pretty well. If you do click on Edit Image, you can crop and move things around, but I'm going to leave them just as they are. I think it looks pretty good. Once you've sorted out your images, you can click Next. And it's going to give you this page where you can set up your naming for each of these. So this is the logo. So we can set this up as Ultimate Drums. I tend to just leave all of the sample libraries black if this doesn't do the transparency properly. So if you choose different colors, you have like a little black block on the end. So just for the sake of keeping everything neat, I leave it all the same like that. You can choose another font if you want. Again, I don't really care. I just want to be able to see the image and the name in my system. So once that's done, click Next. We're going to be doing a sample kit, so you make sure you have that. Now, this is a really important step. The sample kit folder name needs to be exactly the same as the folder name on your drive that you are going to be pointing to inside of Complete. So I'm going to just check quickly in my sample libraries directory. So I've just lumped Ultimate Drums and 1 and 2 into the same folder, and we're just going to have the folder renamed as Ultimate Drums. And like I said, this is really important that the folder name and the kit name are exactly the same, because Complete is going to look for the folders in your NKS user directory, and it needs to match up with the file that is pointed to inside of your Complete libraries. So once we've done that, we don't need to share this with the community. You don't need to save all that. So we can just save and download. It's going to build a custom kit for us and download that, and now we can continue with getting that into the system. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to come to users and then your public and public documents. We're going to find native instruments NI resources here. This is where all of your complete database is housed. So what we're going to do here is come to the images, and we're just going to paste in the Ultimate Drums. So this is where our image pack is going to go. The one important thing that you do need to remember is, since the last update to NKS, it does actually require a author as well. So in that case, we're going to go in here and create a folder, call it Sonic Academy, and that's going to be the author name or the publisher name. And you'll see actually we already have Sonic Academy there because of the Anna 2 stuff that we did. So we can come down, find our Sonic Academy folder. We're just going to paste in the pack that we downloaded and unzip this guy. Right, so now we have the Ultimate Drums image in there, and we can delete the zip file. Now all we need to do is point complete to the files on our system. I'm just going to bring up the standalone version again. We're going to go to Edit Preferences and come down to your library. I'm going to click over to User, and what we're going to do is we're going to click Add. I'm going to come down to my sample libraries and go to Sonic Academy, Ultimate Drums, and add that to the list. You can add an alias here if you want to. You can just say Ultimate Drums, so it's easier to find that. And just make sure, again, Ultimate Drums, that needs to match up with the directory that we had before, which looks all good. And let's click Rescan. Once that's finished rescanning, now we can go here and look at our loops and our one-shots. This will all show up in one-shots here, and you'll see Ultimate Drums is down at the bottom here. Now there's a reason why these currently don't have the images tagged, because I told you we needed to do the developer or the publisher as well. If we click on this and we select all of the files inside of this and then go to Edit, and let's go to Properties. Vendor needs to be Sonic Academy, and the author we can just put in Sonic Academy as well. Now click Apply, and it's going to update all the files for you. And there we have it. Now if we come down to our one-shots again, you can see we have Ultimate Drums, Sonic Academy. If we click on that, all our files are going to be here available for browsing. Now the last thing that you need to do here, the last step, is to differentiate the loops from the one-shots. If you want to use this in machine, you're going to want to be able to do that. So what you can do here, because of the directory structure that I've got, if you click on all banks, you'll see we have Ultimate Complete Loops and we have single drums. If we do that, there's sub banks. You can see there's all the drums in there. But we want to go to the loops here, and we'll don't choose any of the sub banks. We keep them as all sub banks. We want all the loops to be tagged as loops. Now we're just going to click here, Control A once again to select all the loops in the directory. You want to come over to General, and under Content Type, we're going to change this to Loop and click Apply. And there we have it. So now if we come back into Cubase again, we should be able to just reload our complete control. And if we go to Browse, we can change over to Loops. We have our Sonic Academy Ultimate Drums there available for us, and these are all the loops available to us. We can switch over to one-shots once again. All our one-shots are there available to us, and we can load any of those into the sampler inside of Complete Control right there. So of course this is going to apply to machine as well. However, in machine we just need to also add these to our machine library. They will pick up the same assets for the images automatically. So we're just going to go to library once again. We'll go to user. We're going to click add. We're going to go to our sample libraries, Sonic Academy, choose Ultimate Drums, rescan. Okay, so now we can just on our machine select a pad on our group. We'll go to sound. We want to go to browser, head over to our one shots, make sure we're in user mode, And you'll see now we have Sonic Academy available to us. You can select Ultimate Drums. Our claps there, house claps. Let's load a kick. Pad 2, we'll load a clap in. Now you probably want to do some tagging here as well, but there we have it. Samples loaded in, and we have all the custom artwork and everything sorted out for us. Cool, so I hope that helps you NKS fans with creating some of your own custom NKS libraries. I find this, it is a lot of work, but I find it super rewarding when all your stuff is nicely organized, to the point that I've actually stopped using Cubase's sample browser too much now. I quite often just grab the stuff from the keyboard, find what I'm looking for, and then if I want to put that into a Cubase sample, I just drag it straight from Complete Control into my Cubase Arranger page and load it up as a sample there. Definitely worth the effort for me, but I'm a stickler for workflow stuff, and I love being organized like this. So this really helps a lot in getting everything nice and neat on my controller and having that sort of hands off the computer feel. Right, I will catch you guys soon here at Sonic Academy. Till then, take care. See you soon.
Thanks everyone for watching. We really appreciate all the support from you guys. If you love this video, then smash a like, and if you want to be notified about new videos, hit the subscribe and notification buttons. Peace!